Wait, don't put them in till Monday then, because I don't want to know over the weekend, because it might make or
What if
break
it's
my
good
week.
though?
If it's bad,
You got your first 4 right. I don't remember yours though, Fiona.
Wait, I missed the 5th one, or that's all you graded?
That's all I looked at.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you got the first one right, good job, or like.
That last 6 you got wrong. Alright, hey,
Claudia. I'm not friends anymore. You can really push me on the way talking to you when I was talking to you. You and Nula?
Yes, man.
Dude, I did not like. I'm such a trustworthy friend.
Yes.
No, honestly, like. Fuck you, guys.
Namaste.
Wait, you know what I just realized in my last week? That I have been holding on to the guy who dated Emma forever. They hated it. Too, and I had to correct it. She's like,
Yeah, just.
No, she did last period. She did last period.
no,
Don't listen to her. She did last
Sharon
period.
Wilson can attest to that. I didn't do anything last period, but so what do you want me to do, Coach Nick? Like, yeah, I know. I just didn't think it was like, but I didn't. It felt good.
Coach Jay, I also have all my homework that I just didn't turn them in on time. You know, I have them all. I did them all on time. I just didn't turn them in. You trust me too?
This is a correct daily one.
My book is also big in, like, it's in a Dropbox, but it was like, you checked it really early in the morning, like really early. And I checked it at like 5:45 a.m. And, but it's a 0 still.
But you already got that 10%. And I would have done timestamp and go from there.
Okay.
When have you got that 10% discount? Alright.
Like, it's in the
Alright, hey, as we get started today, I'm going to need your help. I'm not going to hopefully talk too much, but I am going to talk just right at the beginning. We're going to finish up the notes we were doing the other day. We have a group thing that we're going to do, and then we'll go into the next notes on 6.2, okay? So I apologize for my voice. I'm just glad I can actually talk. There was one time where, it was 2 years ago, that I literally had no voice. So I was like, could not talk. So today I actually can, it's just not very loud. So what we're going to do here is, maybe Ryan might help us too here behind me. I don't know what she's writing, but I'm scared. But what we're going to do is we're just going to go through a couple of quick things in regards to what we talked about. And I think we went through the majority of 6.1. I think there were a couple questions I just wanted to hit on just real quick. And we'll rock and roll. I'm scared. Whoa. Coach Jade sucks? Is that what you said?
Team stuff.
Oh, team. Oh, okay. I could erase that.
Is that better though?
What's that? My team?
Yeah, she just insulted Michigan.
Yeah, it's pretty much you insult Michigan, you should insult me.
Yeah,
That's
so we
kind of
kinda
what it is.
Yeah.
Is that an infection?
Oh, she's making it.
It might. No, I think that's more of a AF.
I put a.
No, AR. Admin referral.
I've gotten one of those from Coach Jay.
Yes, you have. Oh, wait, did you?
Coach Jay, I got one of those admin referrals from you.
That is not the football day. Yeah, it is.
Did he? Did he really?
He came to my father talking
I got an
about
admin referral from you, Coach Jay.
Wait, was that when he ran out of
I
class?
did, yes. Yes, you did.
When he ran out of class?
I had to.
Dude, I made a short joke and then he ran out of class.
No, we got to get started, and we do. But I accidentally, I think it was the first week, he had his phone out, and I was like, Jared, you know I have to do this. And so I put it in, but I accidentally put it in as an admin referral.
So then, like, Mr. Wilson
So
was.
Mr. Wilson, he's like, did you mean to do this? And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't say that. I'll switch it. I'm good.
You go and talk to Wilson.
You go, hey, you skip the whole, 3-4 fractions,
And
you
you
know,
go straight
you go
to
straight to it. You go straight to it.
Jeez.
Okay, so here's the thing. As we get started this first bit, I need your help with really focusing in. 6.1 is where we're at. Remember, 6.1 homework is due this weekend. If it is due by Saturday, great. That's the date. But if the timestamp says this weekend, I'm good with that. Right?
Can I turn my corrections in on Monday? I just did not have time to do
Can we talk one-on-one?
Yeah.
Is that cool? In that situation, I just want to make sure we talk, okay?
She threw the chair because you upset her.
Cool. My apology. All right. All right, let's talk about this, all right? Let's put down Max. Let's make sure everything's here. Here we go. And let's dial in. Hey, we talked about the other day this idea of standard deviation, right? And this idea of expected value. The expected value was the same word we used for what? Does someone raise their hand? Help me out. What was expected value? Really what we found in a probability distribution. Here it is. This here. Oh yeah, here we go. So this was our probability distribution, right? What was the expected value the same as? Another word for? Same word for mean, right? Remember this? We talked about mean, where we would multiply these two together and then add the product of these and then keep going. And there you are, right? There we are. Now, here's what I want you to do real quick, okay? Just so that we're all on the same page. One thing I did not go over that's really important is this idea of you are not going to have to show all the work for standard deviation. You won't have to. But what you will need to do is know how to use your calculator to find that. So take out your calc real quick. We'll do this fast here. Go to stat real quick. Stat edit. Okay? I know. Do you want me to?
Play some air music.
Actually, I noticed that you started playing it when we took tests and stuff. It was nice.
Do you like that?
Yes, I
Throwbacks?
appreciate it.
Cool.
Play some like air music. I don't think he still does.
I'm pretty sure we told him like at some point. He didn't know.
What is this?
I told him
You didn't know that Jared was Arab.
Oh yeah. We told him like yesterday.
Yeah, we told him
Yesterday?
at some point that you were gonna. That he was like,
I never
oh.
knew that. It's pretty cool. Okay.
You should play some air music. Wait, Coach Jay.
Yeah? Coach Jay. No, I'll just tell you when we go to that part what to do, okay? So just keep going. I'm sure you can. I'll help you with that in a bit. Okay? All right, here we go. Up here.
If you play air
Up
music,
here. Here we go. Here we go. We got to keep going, okay? Hey, right now we're all over the place. Kind of dial in right now, okay? And then in a bit, you'll be able to have some time to kind of do some things on your own. We can have a little more of those conversations. So what we've got to do with this is make sure that we put in the X and the probability. Cool? So the X list should be based on that top side. So 1, I'll kind of go here. So we go 1, 5, 7, 10, 15, and 25. Cool? So those are the X values, right? And what we've got to do now is match up that with the probability. So in L2 or the next list that's inside it, we've got to be able to put in what the decimals are of the probability. So we'll put, like this one, I literally put 3 divided by 16, and then I press enter. Okay? The next one, 3 divided by 16, it gives it right there to me. Press enter. And you just keep going down that list. 1 over 16. Here we are.
Is that ours?
What's that?
Oh yeah.
5 over 16? Oh, this one right here? Yes, it is. This one's our probability distribution here. From y'all's money you'll make outside of college. 2 of 16? 1 of 16. Money. Okay? Cool. All right, so we got all of our probabilities. We've got our X values. To find it much easier than doing it all by hand, here's what we're going to do. You're going to go to stat, go to calc, okay? Except you're going to go, and you're going to go to one variable statistics, okay? Except look at this. Do you see something different about this than what we've done before?
Frequency list.
Good. Could you tell me, Ivana, maybe you know, or maybe you don't, why you think the frequency would be L2 and not blank like we normally do?
Because we're looking at probabilities, so that's how often they occur.
Yeah, so that's how often they occur. And since they occur in a different rate, you got to make this your frequency. So you're going to put L2 in for frequency, and then just go to calc. Once you do,
Wait, how do you? It's second two.
yeah, good. Oh, yes, that's my bad. Yeah, might be there.
Wait,
Yeah.
what are you
Second 2. So you're going to go to stat, calc, one variable stats, L1, and then L2, and then we're going to calculate that. And the way we go to L2 is go to second 2, and that's how we hit it there, okay? Hannah, for you, yours would be.
Yeah, I figured it out. It was L2 and L3 because I deleted it.
Yeah, because you.
Deleted L1.
That's right.
Yeah, on accident.
How'd you do that?
I was trying to clear the thing and I forgot how to do it, and I went to the top where it said L1 and hit delete.
And it just took it out. That's awesome. I love that. We'll help you on that. I don't know how you did it, but that's great. All right, so we have our expected value. This is our mean, 8.666. Oh, don't say it 3 times. 8.67. Okay. I'm sorry. My gang sign, sigma, standard deviation is 6.19. Okay. 6.19.
We really
And,
are a gang.
We are a gang. That's right.
We're a gang.
We're a gang of
What's our gang
Surfer?
called? For the
AP
surfer
who?
gang.
I don't know.
AP
What?
gang.
All right. So when we interpret this, we are going to say this, okay? Standard deviation means the wages typically vary by 6 point, is it 9.7? Is that right? What was the standard deviation? 6.009. 19. Oh my word, I'm so sorry.
Good shit. Did your sickness like mix you death?
Okay.
Yeah. Make your day better. That's what I have to.
6.005. Okay, so we'll say 6.01. Cool? Alright, so here's the thing. When we solve this, when we're putting this here, the way we interpret it is the wages typically vary by whatever our standard deviation is from the mean. Okay? Alright, eyes up here, make sure we're all clear because I've got 2 things and then we're done. This is huge. Make sure you understand this, okay? Both how to write the context and then also how to recognize it as well. Okay? Alright, good with the calculator? We're good there? Alright, check that. You good, Torrance? We're good there? Alright, let's go to 2 more questions and then we're done, okay? Alright, so Coach J, I think this is where we were at yesterday. Coach J decides I apologize, can give any amount from $10 to $20, okay? Alright, gotta keep it down now, okay? Especially today. $10 to $20 is the amount, right? So let's say that within 10 to 20, we said that there were 10 different intervals, right? 10 to 11, 11 to 12, all the way to 20. So how many intervals would be between 10 to 20? 10, right? Does that make sense? And it says that it's equally likely, right? So does that make sense why this would be like a box, right? Here's the question. Why would the height of each of those intervals be 1/10? Fiona? Area is 1, and so why would it be 1/10 if it was 1? You're right. Nice, yeah, good job. So the area of this is 1, right? 10 times 1/10 would be 1 for each segment of 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 13, so on and so forth. Cool? Cool. So question, is this a continuous or discrete model? Raise your hand and tell me. Discrete or continuous? Claudia?
Discrete.
Yeah, okay, so let's backtrack here. Maybe this...
Can we have it 1 and then it's like 10 and only 11, or can you have it in between?
This is a really good question. So histogram stuff, where is this one? Where's
Oh,
my
and now I
histogram?
see 1250. Okay, I only saw 10, 12, and 20 for some reason. Okay, well then.
Here's what I would say to that, and I should have been better at this. I'm just going to wear this, okay? Cool. All right. This is the histogram. Cool. And when I look at the histogram, can y'all see that?
Hot dogs stand on a chair.
All right.
Hot dogs.
It almost got awkward.
Hot dogs.
All right, so when we look at this, what we're looking at is this. We're saying that this can only be 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth, right? But with this one, we're saying that it can be any of the intervals from 10 to 20. Follow me? So because of that, what is it, Claudia? Continuous, good. So question, based on that, what is the area between $10 to $11?
110.
110. Yeah, nice. Y'all see that? 110. What is the probability? Someone raise their hand. What is the probability from 12 to 1250?
12 to 12.5. A point.
Yeah.
You asked Mom? Sorry. Oh, I thought it was a class question. I'm sorry. Give me a continue.
What-
Sorry. Go.
Hold up. You answer that. I'm gonna go to Ivana. What did you say?
I said it was 0.5.
Okay.
Or is it
Not
point?
quite.
No, it's 0.05.
Okay. Hold that thought. Ivana, what were you gonna say? That's absolutely right. Yeah, so you both are right. What is 1/20th in a decimal?
0.05.
0.05. So you're really taking half of what was 1/10. Does that make sense? Cool. So like
Sorry, I was.
this, it's all good. We're good. So 12 to 1250 would be half of what it would be from 12 to 13. Does that make sense? So this would actually be the probability of 12 to 1250 would be 0.05. Cool. All right. If you're good, say huh. All right. Any questions? All right. The best part of the day. You ready? The golden nugget. Don't you feel it? Feel the excitement. Did I hear a groan? No groan. Golden nugget.
I grow.
All right, here we go. Right here. Charles, I heard that. I'm just messing. Standard deviation. This is the formula. Question here. I have it here. What is PI? What is that?
Probably 0.1415.
It's not pi what we think.
It's probability.
Of only like one of the X values.
Yes, one of the x values. You're right. So this is the x value minus the mean we square, but we multiply that by
The
Expected mean.
amount.
I don't know.
probability. So did you say probability? I heard you.
I
Yeah.
said that.
Probability. Nice.
Okay.
All right. What is the what's sigma squared or standard deviation squared called?
Oh,
Variance. Tony's bragging. Variance. Nicely done.
No, you're so
Literally
smart.
on
I
the
wouldn't
board.
agree with you.
Good, good. All right, so this is the formula. Here's the deal. You won't ever have to really show it. We know, though, the interpretation. That's the big thing. Someone give me the interpretation of what a probability distribution standard deviation would state.
Can you use
That's
English?
gonna sound like
I
English.
Can you use English, Coach Jack?
Can you just repeat it? Like I got lost halfway.
I understand. I'm sorry. If I start doing crazy stuff, I apologize. All right. So what we're saying is what is the standard deviation for the probability distribution over here? How would we state that? What would be the interpretation of that? Context of that?
Oh, context. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that changed.
I think I always forget.
Average distance
I mean-
from, like, you asking for standard deviation.
Good, yes. And so with this one, it typically varies by how many ever from the mean. Y'all remember this? What I just did on the previous page.
Oh.
Standard deviation, whatever it is, typically varies by that whatever amount we find from the mean. Okay? Make sure of that. Cool, cool. And then second one, so this is discrete world. Continuous world, we did this one over here when it's uniform. When it's normal, how do we find the area of the normal curve? Z-score, good Torrance, or
Okay, Toro.
CDF, good by. Either of those two is good by me, okay? But just knowing the differences between discrete, where it's set in place, right? Expected value, versus something that's continuous, which could be one of these two, okay? All right, I'll give you a second to write those down. And then we're going to do a little group competition here. Little group contest. Alrighty. Did everyone write that down, or we're still getting that? Cool, I'll give just a second here. Alright, do this. Get out your phones for me.
You're gonna give me an admin referral.
And I'm going to give you an infraction. No. That'd be mean. It would be mean. Take it out and... No.
And infraction.
Alright, so we're going to go to Mentimeter here. This is John Michael impersonating me, which I don't know why he has a hat and looks like a little child, but I'm not going to be offended by that. I'm going to choose not to be offended. And I want you to go to menti.com. And this is not something, by the way, you do have to like post or submit. I just want you to get a couple reps in on multiple choice stuff, okay? So we're going to do this in groups. The winning group will receive some tickets, and I've got some Snickers, which is the best candy in all the world that we would
I
give.
agree with that one. I agree with that.
Yes, frozen Snickers.
Yes. Yes.
The frozen Snickers ice cream. Sorry.
If you put any candy in the fridge and you eat it with chocolate, it's so much better.
I think think so too.
You're right.
Everybody loves
What's the last one?
That's it. I didn't know that.
Hold up, 2 downward,
Wait, what's the cat?
2 this.
Wait, I want to only one. Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Question mark.
Thank y'all.
Wait, can I do this?
Wow, I feel the downward. Oh, thank you very much. 6 now. I
Wait.
appreciate y'all.
Haters.
Make me feel really good. Yeah.
Hopping
Kick
on
me
that
when I'm
train.
down, why don't you? I'm sick and you do this to me. That's alright, I'll cry myself to sleep tonight. First question.
Wait, Coach Jay, is there a video of him impersonating you? Do you have it?
Alright, here we go. Ready?
An update or something? Wait, and here.
Yeah, you like this?
I wear ring.
Ready? Question number
Oh,
1
It's kind of like a hoop.
is.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
kinda
do
like
this.
the
I'm
hoop.
wearing when you
So
get
the
it.
quicker you do it, the better.
Ourselves.
Did you name yourself?
I just joined the quiz. Wait.
Wait, you got name yourself or join quiz?
Ready?
I did. Okay, calm down.
Tell you what, you want to do it individually?
Okay, yeah.
No? Alright, do it in a group. Ready? Set, go. Question 1. Oh, get ready. Get ready. Question 1. You click on it. If you click on it, it'll expand it.
Oh, we can't.
Click on it and it expands.
Not on the quizzes.
Zoom in. I think if you click, I thought if you clicked on the picture, it was good. Oh, hold up. Is it no way. Did it close on y'all?
Ah, Coach Jay.
Coach J, boo! Sorry. I'm sorry.
Is that remote your microphone or something? Like-
Yeah, I was talking like this. Did it really do that?
Yeah, Coach Jay. It says I didn't vote in time.
Dadgummit, coach.
Yeah, great.
So what was the answer?
All right, let me try this again.
What are you
Probability.
drive a Brady Range or
Whoa, we went there. We went there. Hold on, let me make sure this was. I thought we. Let me try this one more time. My fault, y'all.
The quiz is not open.
Oh, here we go. Hold up. Okay, good. All right, let's do this. Let's go to. My fault, y'all. Try this again. We'll try this again. We'll try this again. Here we go. I know, I'm really am today. I'm sorry. I know, me too. I expect more of myself.
Can I use the restroom really quick?
You may.
I know, you're right, because I definitely need to.
All right, here we go. Ready? Question 1 again. I'm sorry. My fault. Make sure you're in. Ready?
Wait a minute.
No, it's
Wait,
not.
wait, I'm ready. It's only 4 questions. We got this. 3, 3, 2, 1,
That's what I
5,
see.
9.
I'm a little crocodile. No, I'm not.
I like
Okay, now
it.
I'm
The shimmer.
Are you doing the
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Use a paperclip.
Go.
Use a paperclip.
Try this again.
Okay, this is your turn. No. Try do this.
All right, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Right?
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
I
I kind of
do not
voted.
know.
You have a minute and 30 seconds. I accidentally guessed. I didn't do math. My bad. My group partner said this looks right, so I said okay. I think it's right too. And then she's like, let me do the math after I looked at this. But if it's right, I'm gonna be in first place by like a long shot.
Okay, Jordan. What are we doing? Oh, wait.
Fine, is it working on there?
Wait,
No.
1, 2, 5. Okay.
I can't tell.
Oh, I meant to put B.
I didn't know if it was working on there.
Thanks for the answer, dude. You already have it. Don't worry.
Hey, shh. Don't, we're not yelling on A. But
Dude,
not
that's
yelling
what
on
I
A.
mean.
Yeah. She said it, but I thought that it was
from the beginning. I've been like, it looks like it's
I should lost. I'm quitting this
Can you
game.
just put a muzzle on your? I
Put it in your
Just
calculator.
in here,
It's a
huh?
whole different thing. Decided to do what Fiona wanted to do, not what Ray wanted to do.
You have 28 seconds. 28 seconds.
No,
I did. I
Jay.
Not trying to be weird. Yes.
The math department here is so nice. This morning they all helped me with my test corrections.
Oh yeah, they came in.
It was like, cause you guys really confused.
No.
I didn't do
They were telling me about it.
I can't type right.
I love it. We're a team. We're a team. All right, B was the correct answer. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good.
Yeah, that's what I meant to put.
Question number 2. Ready? Go. Hold up. Question 2.
Oh, this is stressful. Like I know what we're doing. Okay. Oh, no, it went away.
Sorry, I should have paused it. Can you click on it and it expands? No? Can you focus in on it?
Yes.
I think so.
What I'll do is I'll keep it up here. So it says something about standard deviation, right? It says 1.08. So which one would describe standard deviation? That's really amazing. I'm sorry about this.
I have very good totally fine. I just think there's literally the three I was on my test that three for a loop. It was like when I last night when I got my test question, I was like, I had no idea how to do this because I like don't know how to do them in the first place. So then it's like, but like you have my Waffle House, so like
Okay. And I have duty. Wait,
yeah, so I didn't want it all. It's fine. They helped me. We're
I'm
good.
glad they
Wait, I
did.
already answered question 2.
I'm glad they did.
I already voted on this question.
11 people are in. 11 people are in there. Cool.
So it took us 54 seconds.
Sorry for my actions.
Oh, cool.
It's saying
44 seconds.
I'm very confused.
All right, who's not in yet?
I have read whistle.
All right, the answer.
Wait, what does that mean?
All right, here we go. Right here.
Right.
The answer is
Whoa.
Nicely done.
You lied.
Claudia lied.
Question 3. Here we go. Question 3. I'm gonna pause it right here.
I said I think this, and you said yeah, I think so too.
Hey, remember, this is not normal. This is not a normal distribution. Okay, so heads up on that. This is not normal. So you have to know what the mean was, right? So the mean was 1.75 and the standard deviation was 1.08. Does that make sense? So 1.75.
What was the standard deviation again?
1.08.
You don't know it. Oh, I know. Yeah. But you can't whistle. I heard one. Wait,
1.08 is mean.
It says within 2 of each side.
The mean was something.
That's
not 1.78. What's the mean was 1.75?
Why are these? Shay, can you whistle? Okay, good. Coach Shay can whistle.
Wait, good.
Hannah, Ryan can't whistle. Ryan can't whistle? That's supposed to be.
What?
You whistle? Oh. Okay, we know Ivana is. So what are you trying to say? Ivana, you're good. No, you're good. People who can't whistle is the problem. Wait, what did I answer? Wrong one. My grandma
Yeah, we
said
actually
not
whistle
late.
like our family whistles for each other in the stores.
My grandma just walks around going, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. My grandma thinks it's a Coach Jay, my grandma also walked dead.
I used to.
I used to too.
We're gonna go
It
with
got bad like after. Have you ever seen
First couple seasons.
This Is Us?
Oh, I love this.
You remind me of Jack Pearson sometimes when you talk, like you sound like him.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that character.
Cause like sometimes you're like it was last week a lot. It reminds me of someone and I can't think of who it is. And I go on to
I'll take that. I'll take that. I should have acted or something. I don't know.
What?
All right, here we go. Hey, eyes up here. I want to make sure we go over it real quick. This over here, if I subtracted 1.08, okay? If I subtracted 1.08 twice, this would be less than 0, right?
Yeah.
Cool? All I need you to know is that. if I added 1.8 twice, that would be like 3 point something, right? Does that make sense? So that means all of this data is between 0 and 3, missing both 4 and 5. Cool? So that means we're missing 0.05 and 0.02. So I add those 0.07, subtract it to get the answer of C. Right here. Cool. Let's see how we did. 55%. Does that make sense for those that missed it?
No.
Tony?
Wait about like 0.7%. Not like 7%.
You're confused there? Do you see that over here when I subtract 1.8 twice, that it would be something that's less than 0? You see that? And when I add 1.8 twice, it would be just shy of 4, right? But not equal to 4? You know, because I'm adding it. So it's missing these two values, which was 0.05 and 0.02, I think? Something like that. But we would add these two together to say, within 2 standard deviations, it would not include these two over here, which would be 0.07. What's inside? 0.93. Follow me on that? So it's not a normal distribution, right? So we can't assume normality of 68, 95, 99.7. So it's a little different on this one. Cool? Y'all Gucci? All right, last one. Here we go. I hope this is somewhat fun. I was trying to... Oh. Oh, here we go. Question 4. Here we go. Question 4.
Oh, I love the Doug card questions.
This is a good one. This is a really good one. See if you can get this on this side. Here's the hint. You got to create a probability distribution. Right?
I don't want.
I don't know if that helps you. I don't know if that helps you.
Oh, I thought you were racing Jared.
I'm gonna go with C.
Just gotta fill it in. What do you get for an ace?
Oh,
Get $10.
yeah.
Good. And not an ace?
We lose
1. Good. -1, right? If we're gonna go to Vegas together, you guys gotta know this stuff. Okay?
I'm going to Vegas with you, Coach Jay.
How are we doing
We're
after
gonna
the
choose.
exam?
Yes.
We're just gonna go to Vegas.
That's our senior trip.
Senior trip.
All fakes. Yes. That'll be semester 2.
You'll get them for us? Will you get us bakes?
That's what semester 2 is all about.
Oh, right.
Just how to get fakes.
Yeah,
No.
I heard
Bakes.
Yeah, I heard
Fakes. That too. No problem. Sorry.
Oh, are you that too?
Well, with your
Are you
Fire.
freshman too?
100%. Yes, please.
There she's a hardcore. So, is it C or is it
Okay.
What do you think, Eric?
I don't know. I
Tell
guess.
You guessed on this one?
Dude, Eric's balling over there.
Is
You
it
see
C or
this
D?
motion? You should start doing that.
I like it. That's one.
I'm comfy.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I gotta keep the ears alert, you know, pointing towards you. I can hear
He's
the
right.
I felt that. I felt the intensity of today.
Wait, I realized your baby.
15 cents.
All right, are we good? We in?
Yeah.
10 seconds. All right. Hey, let's look at the answer here, okay? Now, I will tell you that I know we're like towards Friday, we're like our minds are ready for the weekend because I am too. I will tell you this one's a really big one. I know that on the test, which is going to be after Thanksgiving, so it's down the road, but one is very similar to this, okay? You've got to create your own probability distribution, okay? Ace and not ace, those are the two possibilities. Where X would get $10 or -1 depending on what I chose. Now, these aren't the same, right? These don't have the same probability. What's the probability to get $10? 4 out of 52, good. And for -1? 48 out of 52, good. So when I multiply these together, I would say 10 times 4 over 52, which is 40 over 52. And I would then say plus -1 times 48 out of 52, which is -48 out of 52. Combine them to get -8 over 52, which in the calculator is -0.15. So we would be expected to lose 15 cents on average if we did it a lot of times, okay? Cool? Questions?
Coach Jay, we're going to Vegas.
We need to, I'm telling you. 21, that movie. C, C's the answer, cool. Let's see who the winner
All I know
is.
is about half the class is not going to Vegas. Attaboy Tony.
We're not even on the board.
Wait. Did Rita catch him?
Did he get it? Or did Tony get it? Or Rita?
Rita caught him.
By
Oh,
10
by
points.
10.
I guessed on all four.
Tony's the winner.
What'd you say?
Still, I think you should forget all four.
No tickets for her.
Tickets for honesty. Tickets for
Rita,
honesty.
what'd you
Probability of her getting all of them right.
Okay, yeah. What's the probability that she got all those right?
How many answers?
What, five
No,
questions?
like
How many
5 or 4.
1 out of 5 times 1 out of 5.
Let me just say this: you need to like do the lottery tonight.
She should go to Vegas with us.
I got
She's
you.
going to Vegas, yeah.
Go to Vegas.
Think about all right. So let's see now. I got tickets. If you could tell me what's the probability that she got all 5 right?
.0016.
What is it?
.0016.
Because what'd you do, Tony?
0.25 to 4.
Hold up. No.
No, it's
two, 'cause
.0016.
5. I thought there's 4.
There's
a
E.
No, it'd be
There's 5 choices.
It'd be 0.2 because you have 5 choices. 0.2 to the 4th because there's 4 questions.
.0016.
You're gonna keep saying that over and over and over again.
Am I right?
So, there you go.
I really
Nicely
think
done.
that we should all invest in buying one for sure. I just want to
Wait. Was I right?
All right, let's go.
You're right. You just talk all the time.
I was
Rob,
right.
it's not passionate.
I was
Right
What?
here. Oh, yeah. You get 10 on every test.
Okay, here's what I need. All right, in your groups.
That's because you talk
All right, shh. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, let's make sure we're respecting each other. Cool. All right, so here's what we got. Okay. As we get started, I want you in your groups. Okay, in your groups to attack 6.2 day 1. Now, here's the thing. We don't have to formalize this as much because as you're gonna notice here, as I go to 6.2 day 1, it's not too tricky. Okay, it's really not. So this is exactly what our probability distribution started off with, okay? So as I look at this, I'm just going to fill in this information with what's on the board. So 3 of 16, 3 of 16, 1 of 16, and we'll finish this up on Monday, but I want you to get kind of far so we can not get too far behind here, okay? What was the mean in the other activity, just so we can write that down? 8.6. Thanks, Yvonne. And what was the standard deviation, Yvonne? 6.19. Excellent. Okay. What I'd like for you to do after number 1 here is I want you to go to 2 different options, okay? Option 1, if I were to say, you know what, I'm actually not giving y'all quite a bit, like we're not giving you a lot of money per hour, so I, as your employer, am going to give you a $10 increase for the next year, okay? And then the next option is, or I can double your money for the next year, okay? All right? Torrance, you said you'd like the double. How many of you would like the plus 10 based on your wages that was up on the board? How many of you would like the double? So it depends, doesn't it? Okay? So we're going to look and see which is the best option for the majority. We'll talk over that in a second. But I want you real quick to multiply, or add, rather, my fault, add 10 by whatever my original was. Got me? So question, does my probability change when I add by 10? Everybody's? No. So this probability will actually stay the same for my original. What would the new wage do? What would this one be?
11.
Be 11, good, then 15, yeah, y'all got it, right? 17, and so on and so forth. And then I want you to find the new mean and new standard deviation within your calculator. Is that cool? So real quick, amongst each other, I want you to do that, and I want to see how do these means and standard deviation compare to number 1, okay? I want to see how they compare to number 1. Cool? Let's go. Let's do this thing. Hey, Jared. I don't know.
Yes.
What about Orion?
Basic summit.
All the other, the old wages. So what you
I got you consistent. Cool. So there have been
Wait,
other
no.
tests that I've actually not taken test questions because I do this instead of future email people so that I don't have to make a decision on the spot, And then what I can do is just to hold consistent, but I can still you can email me tonight the test and test questions. Is there any way that you can do I just got
First one, right?
saying things that you're given an
What did we
opportunity
say? It wasn't it?
that I said that to. That's cool. Yes, ma'am, what's up, buddy?
So I did this, and then I got deviation, and then I plugged in these, and the standard deviation is not.
Was it 6 point? That's what it was. I think we had messed up or the way we rounded.
Okay.
So you're right. Hey y'all, Claudia was right. When you do this up here, this standard deviation should be 6.005, is it?
Yes.
Or 0.1. So that's why it might be tweaked a little bit. But this should be, we'll just say 6.01. Cool? Tony?
I hate interviews.
Dude, I don't think that. I don't know why I chose that.
What's the best? On the floor.
Oh,
that's my pencil.
Probability? No.
Gotcha.
Yes. What?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys.
That tall.
Hey, another thing too. Hey, I just wanted you to be aware of this. For this activity, it actually does not matter for what we're trying to get across. But Tony and Charles, actually, and this is my bus, I just didn't calculate that these don't actually add up to be equal to 1. It's like 15 and 16. Because I think someone just had forgotten to put one there or I miscalculated or something. But do this. It does not matter for what I want you to get across for this. But just so you're aware, okay? Just so you're aware of where we're headed. Cool? All right. Man, I'm messing up everywhere today. Come on. Hey, can we do this as we wrap this up? As you're getting these down, just know, again, these are the same, right? Let's see if we can just kind of go through this real fast. What would be the mean of number 2a? Perfect. Let's formalize this later. We'll formalize this Monday. Cool? Hey, homework is due this weekend. Just make sure, 6.1, okay? Cool beans. And your test corrections, make sure you turn it on the left if you got them, okay?
Love it.
See y'all. Have a great day.
Busting out. The whole yours, what are you? Some chunks?
See Ryan.
I could use mine.
Ryan, does that make sense? Have fun tonight.
Oh, can't put it in, huh?
Who's going to the game?
I will be attending.
Oh, all right.
After I write a 4-page paper.
Yes.
4 6 I won't get on the list.
You know what I want you to do? I want you like in the middle of the halftime show. Just go rogue. Just run off. Just like stretch the whole show. Just like playing like whatever you want to do. Like a Pied Piper. See y'all.
For doing nothing.
Eric, I like the new look. It's good, man.
See you, Coach Jay.
Hey, see
Thank you,
Jerry.
Coach Jay.
Hey, you're welcome, Claudia. See ya. Yvonne. Are you good? Yeah. I know sometimes I don't hear everything. And they are trying to address it, but if anything, I hope you know that I tried to address
Yeah, no,
this in
yeah.
that way.
You're good.
But
I just like
it just can get too much.
yes.
And like when he
It's
says
annoying.
stuff, when I understand. I understand.
He knows I love him though.
I know that. I know we love each other, but sometimes we gotta also help each other.
Yeah.
So
Come on.
for sure.
Sorry.
See you, Donna. See y'all.